top roofing sales tools and apps for field representatives. A lot of people get this wrong idea that the software that their sales team is using must do everything, everywhere, always, all at the same time. And in fact, it really just needs to do a couple things. Well, first of all, on the inside sales side, ahead of inspections being run, you need to be able to put yourself in a position to have velocity created by way of canvassing, by way of lead gen, by way of lead capture inside of a system, with lead gen done outside. You need a way to generate demand, so to speak, or create opportunities. So the tool that you're using, it's great, and there's a guy by the name of Joe that owns Zeus AI, really tied into Setter Closer with Jay Bradley and Roof Nuts. Solid tool to look at. You've got his Zeus AI over there. You've got our Pro Canvas. You've got a couple other canvassing tools. You've got other things that can help you knock, can help you generate leads. You've got all kinds of other places that you can be doing this. You don't really need to be in a position where your sales rep has everything that they could possibly ever need to not lose. Really keeping it simple is gonna be better. A unified tech stack that is not 15 bolt-on pieces of software is a better position to be in. And your reps in the field, when we're talking about acquisition or we're talking about demand or we're talking about growth, need to be able to generate appointments. They need to be able to schedule those appointments. They need to be able to complete those appointments and then run your consultative sales process by way of inspection report on whether you're doing the ASK framework, you're doing intro, you're running NEPQ, you're running Chuck Toki's, you're running Jay Bradley stuff, you're running Ryan Gross stuff, you're running straight line selling, spin selling, challenger sale, you're running Eli Wild stuff, you're running Eli the sales guy, right? The no soliciting gentleman that is an absolute savage on the sales side as well. Regardless of what you're running there, you need an ability to run stuff front to back. So from click all the way to close. That means proposal generation, estimate generation, inspection report generation to give off to homeowner. That means to be able to have a way to handle this stuff, take in the leads that you have or generate them right in an app and create projects from them and rock and roll from there. You need to give your sales reps an ability to do this. At minimum, they should be door knocking around their builds, door knocking around their inspections, door knocking around things to let the neighbors know. And there's a ton of word tracks. You don't need to necessarily listen to one person over another. Everyone does it a little bit differently. But the roofing sales tools and applications that they should be using should be in service of them getting in front of those homeowners. So they should enable, as Jay Bradley would say, a certain amount of inspections per day, right? How many completed inspections per day do you need to hit the revenue target if you didn't get any better at sales? What is that number? Not how many doors do you need to knock. One focuses on process, one focuses on outcome. How many inspections per day do you need to be at to be on target for the goals that you have, right? So what does that look like? What does the proposal generation inside with embedded financing and presentation look like? What does you run an inspection report look like? Where do you get your weather data? If you're doing insurance or you're doing storm stuff, where do you get your weather data? Where do you get enrichment of information on homeowners before you hit the house? Where do you get that? There's a lot of things that you could do, and there's a lot of bells and whistles that I'm mentioning here. But base fundamentals, you need to be in a position where you can be in service of the homeowner. You should be able to run your consultative sales process. You should be in a spot where it doesn't take 14 apps to do this. And so I'm 100% biased, Scout's honor. I believe you should use ProLine CRM to do this. And of course you can bolt stuff on, use our API, you can use our Zapier connection. You can use some integrations where people have ProLine built in on their side. You could use some integrations that we have where they're built in on our side. Doesn't matter, but whether you use ProLine or not, you should be using one of the systems that can enable your sales team to be in service of. Even better if they have a role play module built inside the system like we do, right? Where you can have scenario-based role play and you can have your reps getting after it day over day. It needs to be in service of, they need the communication inside, they need the proposal building inside, they just need to be able to run from click to close there without the rest of the team having to get involved. And then if you have some ease, some lower friction of handing that information over to the rest of your team that's not on the growth side, heck, even better. Even if you don't use ProLine CRM, that's totally okay. Make sure that you go check out either Jay Bradley with Setter Closer, you check out Chuck Toki over at Top Rep, or you look at something that's industry agnostic like NEPQ or the Closer Framework or Spin or Challenger or what have you. Make sure you're running a consultative sales process in some format, and then make sure you have a system that can enable that and allow you to do that back and forth, whether you're in front of them, whether you're via SMS, whether you're on the phone, whether you're emailing, and then we can hand all that information off. So hope that helps. Hope you'll make a ton of money.